Hey everybody, so Circle the Dark Mother. This is the July 2025 meeting. Our topic is meditation and mindfulness, and we will be doing meditation, mostly a guided meditation at the end. I did want to mention that we do have monthly meetings first Sunday of every month. You can either subscribe to our newsletter, or if you go to Witch Lab in Columbus, Ohio, on their Facebook page, all of our events are through them, whether it's in person or online. So you can get more information there. Each month is a completely different topic. We tend to focus on Gnosticism, Kabbalah, magic, Lilith, of course. It really just depends on what's going on and what we feel like talking about. So if you have any ideas, shoot me an email. You can go to our website and get me an email, send me an email or a message through the form, and let me know something you'd like to see. If any of us know anything about it, we'll do it. If we don't, we won't do it because we're not going to just make it up. Okay, so tonight is about meditation or mindfulness, and really they're sort of the same thing. Mindfulness can involve things that aren't quite meditative, really just being able to focus on your thoughts and emotions. I would say it is meditative too, but some people don't see it that way. So let's dig in. What I want to do is talk about some different types of meditation, and then we'll go actually do some of them. So, what's the importance? Why is meditation important? So, the purpose is to go within, to raise our consciousness toward elevated levels, and to help us realize our unity with the all. And the all is really a very Kabbalistic and Gnostic term. But the idea is to reach a higher level of consciousness. And it's really about training our mind. It's really contrary to popular culture because there are many kinds of meditation. I know anytime I see something about meditation on like TV, movies, you see people just sitting quietly. And that's a great type of meditation, not questioning that. But there's many other types as well. And I recommend a diversity of meditative techniques because everybody's different. And really, some people, silent meditation is great for them. Some mantras are better, intoning, which we'll talk about, or visualization. And there's many, many other variations of how to do this. There's other very specific meditations like healing meditations and meditations um, like silent witness, where you're looking at emotions or events and trying to understand them. But we're going to go with some of the more straightforward meditations that we can do in a group tonight. Really, the most important thing is to do this regularly. It's really best to meditate daily. But the big thing about that is people also feel like they need to do very long meditations for it to be beneficial. And there's nothing wrong with a long meditation, but most of us have a lot on in our lives, and sometimes we can't put aside a bunch of time, or maybe we're just new at it and our mind can't handle doing it for a really long time. And that's okay. Even if you just do a few minutes or 5 minutes a day, that's better than going months and months and trying to do an hour. Um, so I would recommend picking a form of meditation that works for you. Do it. And if there's something not on this list, that's okay too. And do it regularly. But again, don't push yourself beyond your limits. So I'm going to group together silent meditation and meditation with an object. So silent meditation usually involves sitting in a comfortable position and relaxing the mind. A lot of people think this means not thinking at all, which really isn't possible for most of us. Yes, there are people that are meditating a long time, or people that maybe just have a very unique talent, who can really not think for a very long time. But what we're really trying to do is silence the mind and help it to learn to let go. And that doesn't mean there won't be thoughts. Um, And what I usually do is simply push aside the thoughts. Um, there's other ways of doing this. Like what I do is I picture the word in my head just sort of moving away, and I focus back on what I'm trying to meditate on. Um, others, I know people have said that they've done things like created a garbage bin in their head and dumped the thought in it, or a fire, seeing the thoughts burn up. It's really whatever works for you. I just do the push aside because that's the easiest without getting me on some other tangent. And it's really okay if you do a 5 minute meditation, you have to push away thoughts a billion times. It's going to happen early on, especially. Um, you can do this either by focusing on your breath, or focusing on an object. Common objects to use for this kind of meditation with an object is a statue, a picture, a candle flame, something that catches your attention, that gives you some kind of a focus. And really, that's um, um, really the thing that's important is the focus. And that's why the breath, the object, something that keeps you focused and lets you to then push the thoughts away. If you have trouble focusing because of wondering about time, because that's one thing I know that I struggled with, is I would try to do a meditation and I'd be like, that had to be 30 minutes. And I look at the clock and it's been three. Um, so that sort of gets in your head that I'm going to do it too long and I've got other stuff to do. I set a timer for a period of time. And if you can do it that amount of time, then push it longer the next time. If you don't make it to the whole time, that's okay, but at least you're not wondering, did I use all my time? And so it's another way to take away a distraction, because that's really the problem for me is with meditation, it being something becomes a distraction. So silent meditation, meditation with an object are very core kinds of meditations, and these are much more like what you see in pop culture. A lot of Buddhists use this kind of meditation, um, and it's a great form. It's something, and in fact, when I do other forms of meditation, I start with a silent meditation. I may not do it for as long as somebody who that's their whole one, but I do use the silent meditation for a period. So the next type is mantra. And mantra meditations are common in Buddhism and also Hinduism, where the practitioner usually repeats a Sanskrit word or a primordial sound. You've probably heard the Om. So that's a mantra, and that's supposed to be a primordial sound. And what really a mantra is a mystical formula for invocation. And usually it's a word or a series of words that give you something again to focus on, but instead of a thought or no thought, you focus on the words and the sound of the word. And you'll find when you repeat something over and over and over again, the word starts to lose some of its thought. It just becomes a sound that sort of goes and goes. Um, and this can be done with other languages other than Sanskrit, including words that are meaningful for you. I use Hebrew words often because I do Kabbalah, but you can use deity names. And because I'm a devotee to Lilith, I'll often use her name as my mantra, repeat over and over and over again. And we're going to do examples of this, so don't get too worried about the details. And really, the idea is to fill the mind with the word or the phrase until the thought is silenced and only taken up by that word or phrase. It's harder to let thoughts in when you're focusing on repeating a sound. So, so that is again something that's very helpful. In some occult traditions, especially on the left-hand path, the mantra can be called an N, and that's really a um, same thing as a mantra. It's just a different paradigm of what that is called. An intoning meditation. So an intoning meditation is much like a mantra, but usually includes a little bit of visualization and more than one word. A great example of this is the middle pillar meditation in Kabbalah. And in this meditation, what you do is you start in silent meditation. You begin picturing your interior star in Gnosticism or Kabbalah, chakra in Eastern tradition. You picture the one above your head and you intone a name of deity. And then you continue with that energy moving down. You keep intoning words. You picture the chakra lighting up. And at the end of the meditation, there's usually a visualization of the light moving up and down the central column or a sphere around you that rotates. And it's the idea of moving that energy. And so this middle pillar is used to balance chakras, to awaken Kundalini is the Eastern term, the fire snake in Gnosticism and Kabbalah. And it's a really relatively easy meditation. The typical middle pillar uses names of God in Hebrew. We're going to do an example of this, but I'm going to use divine feminine Hebrew words or ones that can be associated with divine feminine when we do it instead of the typical ones, since we're going to do some Lilith work as well. And then a visualization meditation. A visualization meditation often starts with silent meditation or meditation with an object, really good with a statue of the deity that you're going to visualize if you want to work with that. This type of meditation is often done as a guided meditation with someone leading it, but you can do it individually by leading yourself. Um, at first, it may seem like you're just making stuff up, but I will tell you that a lot of times these meditations take a life of their own. You'll be meditating on some scene, some deity, and after it may not be the first time you do it, but at some point it will start acting out of your conscious will. Now, your subconscious may be driving it, but your conscious mind is not driving it anymore. And the purpose of this visualization is to experience an event or an interaction with a spirit or deity within a meditative framework. You can use a script, or you can just have a general idea of what you want to work with. Um, and I'll give you an example. If you're just starting, you probably don't want to get too detailed because you're going to be so focused on making it up that you're going to lose the meditation. Um, it's really good for it to be complex when someone else is leading it, but when you're doing it by yourself, you can just simply visualize yourself in a dark place and the entity you want to reach in front of you talking to you. And that's really a powerful meditation. So that's a way you can do the visualization. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to do the group meditation. I'm going to start with silent meditation. I'm going to go into the middle pillar. I'm going to then take us into a mantra. I'm going to use Lilith or some variation of her name as the word. And then we're going to do a visualization or a guided meditation with Lilith. Um, if you could stay on mute for this part, once we're done with the meditation, I will close and stop the recording so that anybody can ask questions or we can talk about our experience or ask questions about meditation or whatever we want to talk about. But I wanted to make sure that everyone felt comfortable. So that's why I'm recording only the first part. So, okay, sit back, relax. You can close your eyes or keep them open, whichever is easier for you. Breathe in and out. Feel your toes and your feet and your ankles relax. Breathe in and out. Only focus on my voice. Push all other thoughts aside. Feel your calves, your knees, your thighs relax. Breathe in and out. Feel your fingers and your hands and your wrists relax. Continue to breathe and push all thoughts aside. Focus on my voice. Feel your forearms, your elbows, and your biceps relax. Breathe in and out. You're starting to feel light, light as a feather floating on air. Feel your abdomen, your chest, and your shoulders relax. Breathe in and out. Feel your neck, your head and face relax. Your whole body is relaxed, light as a feather, floating on air. Breathe in and out. Continue to breathe, pushing all thoughts aside. Continue to breathe in and out. As you breathe in and out, picture your energetic body floating in a space of darkness. There's no fear. The temperature is just right. It's not too hot or too cold. You feel relaxed and floating in this space. You feel completely comforted, nothing to worry about, no fear. Breathe in and out. Picture a white light right above your head. Breathe in and out through this light. In and out. I will intone the name Ahaya. Ehaya, Ehaya, Ehaya. Picture this light above your head getting very, very bright white. It has been activated. Picture a white light dropping from this first one, slowly descending down to your throat. It settles in your throat. Breathe in and out through this light. In and out. I will intone the name Elohim. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. The white light at your throat turns a bright violet and is activated. Picture another white light dropping from the violet one down in and behind your heart. Breathe in and out through this light. In, out. I will intone the name Kala. Kala, Kala, Kala. Picture the light at your heart turning gold, and it burns like the sun in its brilliance. Picture another white light descending from your heart down into your abdomen. As it settles there, breathe in and out through this light. In and out. I will intone the name Shaddai El Hai. Shaddai El Hai. Shaddai El Hai. Shaddai El Hai. Picture this light turning a deep purple, and it is activated. Picture another white light dropping from your abdomen down to below your feet. Breathe in and out through this light. In and out. I will intone the name Shekinah. Shekinah, Shekinah, Shekinah. This light turns a radiant black and glows with a darkness. Picture an electric energy coming up from the ground, up through the black sphere, up toward your heart, and then a white light coming down from above, coming down through your crown, through your throat, down to your heart. As these energies mingle in your heart, that gold sphere gets larger and larger and larger till it completely encompasses you. Picture yourself with the white light above your head, the violet light at your throat, the gold light completely surrounding you, the purple light in your abdomen, and the black light at your feet. Breathe in and out, and with each in-breath, feel the sphere rotate forward. And with each in-breath, it returns back to its previous position. And as you breathe in and out, this sphere begins to go faster and faster with your breath. In and out, in and out, in and out. The energy is filling your light body so it glows. Your energetic body is bright and shining. It shines with light and it radiates out. Continue to breathe in and out, picturing the white light above your head, the violet light at your throat. Picture the gold light returning to your heart center, shrinking in size but not in power. Bright gold light, the purple light at your abdomen, and the black light at your feet. And we will begin the mantra using the name Lilith. You can either speak it as well or just have it in your head as we go. Focus on the name as you breathe in and out. Lilith, 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 Lilith. Breathe in and out and keep the name Lilith in your mind. Focus on that name. Continue to breathe. As you breathe in and out, you feel your light body traveling through time and space. You're not afraid. You know everything is fine. You feel comfortable. You feel yourself moving into another place, another time. You find yourself standing. It's dark out. The moon is out. There's a large crescent moon in the sky. There are trees off to the distance, but you are standing on a path around a large, dark body of water. You can smell flowers and you can hear insects and other night creatures, but you know that you are fine. They are all far away and you are protected. You begin to follow the path around this body of water and realize it's a small lake. As you walk along, you realize that your light body has taken something of a physical form. It's more substantial than just pure light, but less substantial than your physical body. Keep hearing the name Lilith, Lilith, Lilith in your head, breathing in and out. You walk along this path, going around the lake. The lake is dark, but not frightening. The moon shines in reflection in the water. As you get partway around, you see a small dais, a raised stone area just off the path. You feel drawn to it. So you walk over to this raised area, this rocky outcrop that was obviously made by someone. It looks a bit like an old temple that has fallen apart, but there is still a base and a few columns. And the moon shines bright into this place. You keep focusing on your breath and the name Lilith, 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 Lilith. And as you are calling to her, a wind begins to pick up. The moonlight and a small whirlwind form on the dais in between the columns. You're not afraid. You feel comfortable. The wind is not harming you. It is only right now on this temple mount swirling. Leaves are blowing within it. It begins to glow with a silver and purple light. And as the wind dissipates, you see a woman standing in this temple on this rocky mount. She's beautiful. She's ageless. And as you look at her, you realize that this is Lilith. She has come to your mental summons. She has come to see you. You're not afraid, even though in some ways you can sense a great predator. You also sense her love as a mother, because she is your mother. And so, as you gaze upon her, she smiles at you, and you hear her voice in your head. My child, I have come as you called. I am here. I am with you. I am well pleased with you. You are on the path to who you need to be, who you truly are. Her eyes glow. She glides down off of the dais and approaches you. You feel no fear. You continue to breathe in and out. You focus on her eyes. She reaches out and puts her left hand on your forehead, and she whispers something only for you to hear. Listen to what she has to say. After she's done speaking to you, she lowers her hand, but her gaze is deep upon you. You feel her and her presence entering into your body. This is not possession. You feel totally calm. You're not frightened, but you realize she's looking out of your eyes at herself. And then quite quickly, you realize you are in her body looking at yourself. You are one and separate. As quickly as this happens, you return back to your body of light. She is back in hers. And she speaks and says, "My child, you are my hands and my feet and my heart and my voice. Bring my transformation back. Take my love, my power, my protection." And even though she is no longer in you, you feel something of her in your heart, along with the gold, bright, shining light of your heart. There's a silver and purple light in it as well, which is her mark, her touch upon you. She speaks again to you in your mind, telling you something about the future that only she wants you to know, no one else. Listen to what she has to say. When she's done speaking, she glides backward a few steps. She smiles, and you know that she sends you with her love. She begins to transform into light, shadow, and a whirlwind, and she disappears. You know it's time to go back, so you turn on the path and walk back the way you came, back to the place that you entered this space, this world. As you get back to where you had started, the moonlight shines on you, and you feel yourself moving again through time and space, back to yourself floating as a body of light with the white light above your head, the violet light at your throat, the gold light at your heart, the purple light at your abdomen, and the black light before your feet. Your light body is shining bright with silver light and the gold of your heart and each of the lights of the spheres. And there's also a purple light within you that has marked you as Lilith. Breathe in and out, feeling light as a feather. Feel yourself moving again. But this time you're returning back to your body, back to the physical place that you started this meditation. Breathe in and out. Feel your limbs connected and back and able to move, and your body and all of you. Your soul has rested back, and your energetic body has rested back into your body. You're calm, at peace, and you feel and remember everything that happened and everything that Lilith had to say to you. And you know you've taken a piece of her back with you. Continue to breathe. And when you're ready, open your eyes and return to normal consciousness. Okay, thank you for anybody who's been listening to this or watching this on uh, our YouTube channel. I'm going to stop the recording and we'll get you next time.